Hey everyone, back with a shirtless video, and in today's video I'm gonna talk about taking action even though you don't feel like it. I'm sure everyone, like including me, have days where you just don't wanna do the work. Like for me, for example, today is like I feel really like I'm really just not feeling it. Like I'm actually intending to practice my pickup skills, like at the shopping mall. But the problem is, like I'm having a holiday today, so I was watching anime the entire day, and I just don't feel like it. I felt like what's the point of even doing it? Cause I've been like actively going out for the past few days, and I really don't feel like I should be doing anything today. At the very best, I should just be chilling at home and considering what I'm doing as a reward. So now, what happened is I felt like shit today. I really felt, I'm just not feeling it. I really don't want to go out and talk to girls today. But what happened is, I went out there and I basically got myself, two numbers, alright? Two numbers from girls who I'm quite interested in, and they were also quite interested in me back. And the thing here is, I wouldn't get those opportunities, alright, if I did not go out there today and take action. And this isn't the first time that happens. Like, it happens in other areas of my life, like fitness. There are days where I just don't feel like working out at all. Like it makes sense for me to just skip that day today due to like sleep deprived. I haven't eaten yet. I have very little time. I'm like very stressed, very busy, very low energy. But yet, if I did not go today, I wouldn't have hit a personal record in my life. Like I wouldn't, discover that hey, I'm actually hitting a personal record today, and gosh, wow, I'm still able to perform even though I feel like shit. So then the question comes into my mind, all right, there are definitely gonna be days where I really don't feel like doing it. And and sometimes those days happen a lot. Like 80% of the time I just don't feel like doing it. Like no matter how long, like I've been like doing pickup, like talking to girls for like more than a year now, and there are still like for the most part I still dread going out. I still dread talking to girls. Now the main reason like this all of this happens is I'm gonna share an example so you guys can relate. When I started my fitness journey, before I was like fit, right, I used to exercise every day. I would exercise extreme, like extreme intense cardio sessions that would last for more than an hour. And I would dread like going up and doing my exercises every single day. Like it was so dreadful, so painful that I'm literally like, think about it, the day before my workout, like before I go to sleep, I'll be like oh gosh, like I'm gonna freaking do that workout tomorrow. Then I would also when I wake up in the morning, I know I've got my workout in. I'll be like, I'm gonna do that workout today. It's like I could not even sleep. When it's like 6 a.m., I'm like wide awake and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that workout. And then when before I start my workout, I'll always listen to like motivational videos, like how to take action even though you don't feel like it. If you're like extremely nervous, like how can you overcome it? How can you push yourself to keep working out even though you just don't feel like it? And it keeps like happening throughout the entire time. Like that, I think that wasn't a single day where I enjoyed my workouts at all. Like maybe during the beginning, but after that I no longer enjoy working out at all, right? And I feel the same is happening with my pursuit towards getting better at talking to girls. I'm now at a point where it feels like not really a chore, but it feels like I just hate going out. I just hate going out there and talking to people. It feels really dreadful. Like before I do it, there's like an impending dread and doom lingering inside of me that makes me not want to take action. And for some of you guys, it may be even, not necessarily related to talking to girls. It may be related to like working out. Like, you just dread your workouts. It can be your job even. Like, you just dread going out there and, doing your job. Or you dread like talking to that prospect, or you dread, doing sales. You just dread doing the things that you're doing every single day. And in my experience, like, I have to really take some deep retrospection to figure it out. But from my experience, there's only two causes for this, alright? I'm going to talk about the two causes and the solutions to those problems. And one of them, alright? One of them is you basically get your ego attached. Like, whatever that you're doing, alright, there is a certain outcome that you hope to accomplish. Like, when it comes to fitness at time, for me, it's about, performing the very best that I can. And that means also, I have a lot of ego attached to the sense that I can't stand myself not performing well. Like, if I don't do the workout, as intensely as possible, as hard as possible, if I don't work my ass off doing that workout, if I ever decided to slow down or slack, or don't hit my performance, my ideal performance for that day, I would feel really bad. But if I hit, those targets, right, I'll feel really good. And for the most part, although I hate my workouts, like, all the time, like before I even start the workouts, I hate it. The general pattern is after I finish my workouts, right, I feel very good. Like, I feel extremely high, like, the runner's high, so to say. Like, you've just like closed a deal, things are successful, you feel great. But, with every seed of success that you feel from your attempts, right, there will always be that impending doom, oh gosh, I'm going to do the same thing again. What if I fail? What if I do not get the level of satisfaction which I got today from tomorrow's attempts? What if I do not perform in my workouts well tomorrow? What if, the next time when I go out to the field and talk to girls, I'm going to get rejected left and right, and I wouldn't, come off as smooth or as suave as, as the day before? What if I don't get any numbers? What if, I end up making a fool of myself when yesterday I was like quite cool, I'm quite badass yesterday. So you don't want to get your ego attached to your attempts. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Cause for every outcome-based activity, there will always be that, that ego, that, if somehow you screw up, alright, it's gonna be bad for your ego. And the biggest mistake that can happen is, being a slave to what you're doing. So it's like, there's a quote I watched from an anime. Like, it goes like, he who cares the least has the most power. Or, he who has nothing to lose has the most control. And he who has the most control has the most power. And the thing here is, like, when your workouts has more control, over you, what happens is you become a slave to it. You become a slave to, your fitness, to the skill that you're practicing, to the goal that you're pursuing. You end up, doing things because you have to do it, not because you want to do it out of, you like it, you're interested in it, you have passion for it, but you do it because you have to. If you don't, you lose everything. You lose your performance, you lose, that self-image you have of, being a fit person or being good with talking to girls. You lose all of that if you don't perform well. So it's extremely, extremely frustrating because it's very hard to do things without getting your ego attached, alright? So how do we overcome this? To be very frank, it's very, very hard because there is no one solution to overcoming it. But, fortunately, I've basically overcome it from my workouts. You know why? It's like this. I used to work out 6 days per week. And now, I'm only working out 3 days per week. And I'm getting amazing results as ever. And before that, I used to hate my workouts. I dread going up, waking up in the morning and doing my workouts. All right, it's extremely dreadful. But now it's just like waking up. Oh, I'm gonna do workout today. All right, I'm gonna prepare myself. I'm quite lazy. Maybe I'll like watch an anime before I go. All right, I watch an anime. Let's go. That's all. There is no pressure. There is no there is no pressure to perform. There's no pressure. Like, hey, if the workout doesn't go well, that's fine. There is no, ego attached. And how I make that happen is, it's kind of counterintuitive, but you just want to stop what you're doing for a very long time. So I mean, this sounds really, really, it sounds like really bad advice, but let me explain. um, After working out for so long, right, I actually stopped working out. Like, that came to the point where, hey, like, fitness is controlling my life. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna commit to, living a life without fitness anymore. I'm no longer gonna work out. I'm no longer gonna do anything related to fitness. I'm not gonna do any of that at all. I'm gonna stop working out, for however long that I want, alright? And I will only start working out back if I feel the need to. Or, if I feel interested, I'm just gonna work out for fun. I'm just gonna do as little as I can. Just doing it for fun, alright? And what happens is, I got fat, alright? I get extremely fat. I was binge eating the whole time, I was out of shape. And then, the time came for me to work out because, I was feeling really, really shitty. I was itching all over the place because I probably haven't sweated as much, sounds disgusting, I know. But I haven't sweated in ages because, if you don't work out, you don't sweat. So it's time for me to work out. So the first time when I came back for my working out, the first time I came back for my, my off, what's it called, my off season, alright, let's call it off season, alright, I did a hike, which I've never done in my entire life because I thought hiking is very inefficient. There's no way to track my performance, nothing. But I did hiking anyways because, it seems fun, and, hiking makes me sweat because, you're doing cardio, you're going to be climbing up a hill. So I was jogging, hiking, jogging and stuff like that. I almost died, just to share, because, I was very unfit that time, so I almost died of, out of breath, of dehydration, because I didn't bring my water bottle. So it was fun. It's by no means a stretch compared to my previous workouts, but it was fun. Then after that, I started doing calisthenics again, which is bodyweight exercises like pull-ups and chin-ups, push-ups, so on. So I did it, because I used to do cardio a lot. I'm a cardio fanatic. I took pride in my cardio last night. I took pride on how fit I was cardiovascularly. I have insane endurance. When it comes to long distance running, no one can crush me. But the thing here is I hated long distance running. I have a lot of ego attached to it. If I ever see a drop in my endurance, my cardiovascular performance, it would freak me out. It will feel like the end of the world. And I basically lost it all. And in the end, I found a passion for resistance training. So I ended up, doing pull-ups, chin-ups, and so on. Although results are quite slow, but I say, hey, I'm gonna build a good habit of, doing bodyweight exercise. And I'm gonna try getting strong at it. I want to get strong at pull-ups. I want to ultimately get 20 pull-ups, one day. And I want to look freaking awesome. That's my main goal. So what happens is I keep it up for very long. I make it a habit to at least work out bodyweight exercise 3 times per week. That's all. 3 times or 2 times per week. Bodyweight exercise, pull-ups, push-ups. That's all. Right? By no means the best program in the world, but it seems quite effortless. It doesn't really take much to do it, and it's also quite fun. But the thing here is there's 2 components to it. All right. Number one, it's easy to do. So even if I don't do it, you know, there's no loss. But it's much better to do it because it's too easy not to do. So I ended up doing it. It's like 5 sets of pull-ups and 3 sets of push-ups. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Then, and I enjoyed the workout, honestly speaking, compared to my past workout where it's like freaking intense. This was like, quite hard also. But I wasn't attached to my results. Like some days I might perform well, some days I will not perform well. But I'm totally fine because, fitness is no longer the center of my life anymore. So I don't really need to care. But, deep inside, I have faith that, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I will ultimately achieve the results that I want. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it went. Then, fast forward today, this is how I look like. I'm now able to do 40 kg chin-ups, right? 40 kg chin-ups, like, you attach 40 kilos of weight on you and you do chin-ups, like you grab the bar and you pull your chin over the bar. Chin-ups, alright? I can do 4 reps with 40 kgs, which is something which I never imagined myself being able to do. Because, I used to practice pull-ups a lot and I find it hard to progress at it. And now I'm able to do something which I never imagined myself to do. But at the same time, I don't feel really attached. I feel really great when I accomplish it. But, it comes from a very secure place. I feel very, very secure. Even though I may not hit 40 kilos the next day, I still believe that I'm going to hit it again anyways. Because, even though if I don't perform well that day, it doesn't really bother me much anymore. So, the lesson here is, you don't want to be too attached to your means, and sometimes you just want to step back. Sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck it, I'm no longer gonna, I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing. That's one of the biggest deal changer for me. If you are doing something every day, alright, if you've been doing something anyway and you started hating it, alright, you have a lot of like your if you don't achieve it, it's gonna be the end of the world for me. Like if it gets to the point where just imagining, alright, not achieving your goals, if just imagining it makes you painful, alright, you gotta stop it. You're just getting too attached to your goal. And there's a lot of like, mindset gurus that talks about this as well. Like the more importance you put on a particular thing, the more the universe takes it away from you. Because the more you care about something, somehow, you care about it too much that sometimes you get upset, you get disappointed when you don't achieve it, and that sabotages your success. Plus, at the same time, I literally get withdrawal symptoms, alright? When I'm getting attached to things, and if I don't do it, alright? If I don't talk to girls, if I don't work out last time, I literally get withdrawal symptoms, alright? That's no joke, alright? It ruins my entire day. I will feel very angry, very irritable, like, not smoking cigarettes, like, that's how I feel. So if it comes to a point where you just hate what you do, you literally get withdrawal symptoms if you don't do the thing that, you should do. You're placing your goals on a pedestal and, you just can't live without accomplishing that goal. If it gets to that place, alright, it's time to give up. It's time to throw your goals in the trash bin. It's time to drop every single thing that you're doing, alright? Drop it, forget about it, don't think about it, and just move on. That's all. You know why? If it's meant to be, alright, if it's meant to be in your life, no matter how long it takes, if you're meant to achieve it, alright, you will somehow do it again. But this time, since you took a break from it, you may come back a bit better because with that knowledge from you moving on, knowing that I'm still okay despite moving on, alright? When you come back to it, you'll feel more secure because you know that even though I don't have this goal in my life, even though I have not accomplished that goal in my life, even though things are not perfect for me in that area, I'm still okay. I'm still living my life. I'm still happy. You want to get to that place. And then when you pursue that goal, you'll be more secure, like my workouts, all right? So, but the thing here is now, how do you like prevent it in the first place? Because sometimes prevention is better than cure. So before you ever do anything, right, you want to ask yourself this, like, if you really badly want a goal, are you pursuing your goals from a place, I hate my life, I just can't stand seeing myself looking like shit for the rest of my life? And if it is, you pursue your goals. It's nothing wrong, pursuing your goals from a place of hate, like hating your current situation, like hating how things are right now. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem here is, it's more likely that you'll generate a lot of attachments, in the pursuit of getting out from the things you hate. Because number one, likely you wouldn't achieve your goals immediately, and that would cause a lot of frustration, And number two is, even if you achieve your goal, right, you will cling on to your success too much that you become a slave to it. And whenever things sabotage your success, you get really paranoid, you get really anxious and so on, because you just don't want to go back to the place that you hate. So although like pursuing your goals from a place of having a chip on your shoulder is good, the problem here is that's not really the most ideal solution, because it's always inconsistent. You end up becoming you end up being an unhappy, successful person. That's the correct term. So the thing here is, before you do any pursuit, like before you pursue any goals, right, you want to try your best to practice self-acceptance, like accepting your situation as it is. If you suck at a certain area of your life, like fitness, relationships, business, job, so on, you just gotta accept your situation as it is. Like, instead of you have to do something, because it's uncomfortable being in a situation that you hate, all right? But at the same time, you gotta be patient. You have to pursue your goals from a place of being patient. And that means sometimes you just want to start small. So let's say if like most people, like New Year's, they come off strong, they work out every single day, and they just can't stick to it. Or even if they do, they end up hating their workouts and so on, because who can work out like every single day intensely all the time? So they get attached, like I need to work out 6 days per week all the time to get results. You want to be patient, right? No matter how much you hate your situation right now, you want to try to be extra patient with it. Go slower than what you think you should, because by going slower, number one, it teaches you how to accept reality as it is. Because people are in a rush to get out from a situation they hate, alright? They are in a rush to like get their goal, get results and so on. But achieving a goal takes a long time. It takes infinite patience to get you where you want to be, alright? It did not take me like overnight success to perform at the level that I'm doing right now. It took me, I worked out since I'm 14 years old, 1-4, right? I'm 24 right now. It took me 10 years to come to the place of being at peace with my body and my fitness and my diet, alright? It took me that long, and I still have a lot to improve. I'm not saying that it will take you 10 years to achieve your goals, but what I'm saying is success takes time. Like, I think Bill Gates said it best, like most people overestimate how much they can accomplish within a year, but underestimate how much they can accomplish within 10 years. So you want to give yourself patience, alright? And that means starting slow, alright? And teaching yourself how to accept and make the best out of your situation. Like, love your situation as it is, accept it, you don't need to love it. I know it's very hard to love a situation that you hate. You have to learn how to find peace in the situation that you're at right now, while instead of focusing on escaping the pain, instead of focusing on that, focus on the positive, focus on getting better. That's it. Every single day, your main objective is to do better than is to become better than how you were yesterday. And that's all, alright? Because, when you're patient, when you accept your situation as it is, it's much easier to be at peace with your progress. Because, like, sometimes you may not, do well, or sometimes you may not get the outcome that you want. But you'll be fine with it because, regardless of the non-results, you are at peace with yourself. And at the same time, with the actions that you're taking, all right, with the small improvements you're making every single day, you believe like it's just a matter of time, regardless of what I do, regardless of like my situation right now. Every single day I'm putting in the work. It's without a doubt I'm gonna achieve it eventually. If it's not today, it might be tomorrow. If it's not this year, it might be next year. If it's not 5 years from now, maybe it might be 10 years from now. If it's not this lifetime, it might be another lifetime. You see what I'm saying? It's about, having this thinking that will ultimately make you not fall into the trap of being controlled by your actions. And that's pretty much it for this video on why, why you just don't feel like, doing the work sometimes, why you just hate doing something, why you dread doing something. And one more thing which I want to say, like the second reason, like I think I haven't touched that yet, but the second reason is, why you might dread what you do or why you hate what you do, is maybe you just hate it. Like maybe it's not for you. That's all. Like, maybe you're doing something just because you think you should, or you're doing something because society tells you that that's the correct thing to do, and that's not always the case. Like for example, I'm someone who I don't really believe in diets, so I don't believe in it's for me individually in particular, right? I used to diet so much in the past, alright, but I adopted now a paradigm, that I can eat whatever I want without getting fat, or even if I eat whatever I want, I will still maintain the same body weight. And it was quite the opposite of me like a few years ago, and it took me a lot of work to get to where I am now, where I can like just eat freely, and nothing much will happen to my body, and I feel very secure about it. And it took me a very long time to get to that place, right? And I hate dieting. Like conventional fitness teaches you that you have to diet, you have to restrict your food intake, you have to cannot do this, cannot do that, you cannot eat this, you cannot eat that, you should do this, you have to do this that way, so on. You sometimes just want to think for yourself. Well, when you're starting out, you always want to follow the best advice possible, follow the best possible route towards achieving your goals. But once you're at it, you just gotta pick the path that is right for you. Pick something that you enjoy doing. If something doesn't make sense to you, if something doesn't, if something doesn't interest you, don't do it. It's like, it's not a black and white thing, alright? It's something you have to figure out. You will know for sure, like after doing something for very long, whether or not doing that thing is the right thing for you. You have to think for yourself rather than allowing others to think what's best for you. And that's what I want to leave you guys with as well. Alright, just a quick recap. The recap is for me and for you guys, alright? The reason why sometimes you just dread doing what you're doing or you hate what you're doing is because you're too attached to your outcome. Your egos get attached to your goals and your endeavors, the process, the outcome. Whenever you don't hit your goals, whenever you don't have things your way, you feel like shit. Whenever you don't do the work, you feel that sense of dread, like a withdrawal symptom. Because your entire identity is dictated on the goal that you're trying to accomplish. And that's a very bad thing. Whenever you put your goal on the pedestal, you will end up being a slave to it, and it's really, really dreadful. And how that happens is, such things normally happens when you pursue your goals from the place, of hating what you do. If you hate your current situation and you try very hard to get out of it, what happens is you create a lot of attachment to your success. When you don't achieve what you want, you get extremely frustrated and down on yourself. Or when you if you did achieve it, you get very attached to it because you don't want to go back to the place that you hated so much. So the ideal scenario here is, you want to pursue your goals from a place, of, I want to get better. I'm doing this to get better every single day, all right? Regardless of like how bad my situation is right now, I'm going to practice infinite patience. I'm going to start slower than what I ideally would and stick at it. Like every single day, I'm going to, practice getting better each day. And at the same time, I'm going to accept my situation as it is right now. I'm going to learn how to love myself for who I am right now. Even though I hate it, no matter how much it doesn't make sense to me to love my situation, I'm going to try my best to accept it, all right? Accept it and live with it. That's a freaking important thing. But if you are already in this very, attached state, then it's time to forget about it. It's time to give up. Sometimes the best thing is to give up, all right? Give up on it. No longer think about it. No longer associate yourself with the goal. Just give it up entirely. Because if it's meant for you, it will come back to you. You end up doing it again. And this time you want to start it correctly. Alright? Now, did I miss out anything? Okay, that applies to me as well. Alright, this advice applies to me as well. So, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, click the like button. Subscribe for more, awesome content like this. I really love putting out my perspectives in the world. So, if you love this video, please subscribe for more content like this. And, I'll always see you guys in the next video. So, stay tuned and peace.